We're in Thessaloniki for this episode of Fragments of the Future. Come and join me. White Tower, the most famous ancient monument of Thessaloniki. But in this episode of Fragments of the Future, we're going to look at the ways that Thessaloniki tried to rebuild and tried to build modern monuments and make itself into a modern city. Like a lot of second cities, Thessaloniki wants to prove itself. Think Barcelona, Birmingham, Glasgow. There's that desire to be seen as on an equal with the capital city when it's not as well known or as well regarded as the capital city, which is why you've seen a lot of these modernisation projects, new building and infrastructure projects as well to kind of make the city more than it could be, right? Thessaloniki, a mixture of civilization, history, architecture, and ancient building on one side, a modern office block on the other. I think the contrast works really well. Look at this market building behind me, designed in 1921 by Eli Modiano. It's the Modiano market. Very distinctive mix of styles. Got that kind of 1920s modernism, a bit deco, but also kind of postmodern, isn't it? Like referring to ancient Greece as well. Stands on the site of a former synagogue. The market had fallen into disrepair and they've actually been restoring it like a lot of the buildings in Thessaloniki, and it looks like it's almost ready to reopen and become once more the city's main food market. A lot of vernacular modernism in the city centre. It's really funny. You go to these Balkan cities and you see a kind of generic 5-floor like modern block. Sort of reminds you of Spain a little bit as well. And what's always unmistakable is the air conditioning box bolted onto the side. No one thought about air conditioning when they were designing these buildings, so you just end up with this ubiquitous rash of air conditioning boxes on the side of the buildings. Greek politics has always been problematic. In the 60s, the country was ruled by a military junta, the colonels. In 1963, on this very spot, Grigoris Lambrakis, a leftist politician, was assassinated by thugs hired by the secret services and the government to clamp down on socialist opposition. This memorial stands as a testament to Lambrakis. Vasilikos wrote a novel inspired by the events, Z, which went on to be translated into many languages and become internationally famous. And this novel in turn was then filmed by Costa Gavras, but he couldn't film it, of course, in Greece at that time, so it was filmed elsewhere in Europe. There's a great interview that John Pilger did as part of a series when he interviewed people like Martha Gellhorn, I believe, and Costa Gavras for Channel 4 in the 80s. A very, very good interview where he talks about Costa Gavras' work. But yeah, this is a really important memorial here in Thessaloniki to the political struggle for democracy that's been going on really throughout Greek history. Modernist university buildings, you see them all around the world, don't you? Governments wanted universities to show that they were forward-looking and to educate the population for economic reasons. If you had a highly skilled workforce, you could have a better economy, better economic outcomes. But also then they became hotbeds of student politics, and that's what scared governments as well. So this architecture tells a very complicated story some people think brutalism equals socialism, and certainly in these universities there was a lot of left-wing student politics, but also it's the architecture of kind of an authority of a state, but at the same time it's kind of a benevolent state that's giving you free education. So it's kind of a complicated picture. You can read a building in so many ways, but it's certainly very exciting architecture from an optimistic period. Well, what do we have here? All around the world, you get inverted ziggurats in brutalism. I've seen them everywhere. Boston City Hall, Birmingham Central Library. There's so many examples. Um, is the original one Corbusier's Ronchamp perhaps. But here we are at the University of Macedonia, and doesn't it look amazing? Oh my god, they've got a conversation pit right in the foyer. Love it. This is such a cool modernist campus, the University of Macedonia. Um, while we're on the subject, if you like Macedonian modernist universities, check out the one in Skopje, North Macedonia, which also looks very, very cool from a similar period. This is what I like to call Balkan sidewalk. All the main boxes are ticked in this example here. Um, if you're from Switzerland, you're probably having kittens right now. I mean, if you like urbex, you're in your element here. I just discovered this abandoned building which you can walk straight into. I love a UFO shaped building. This is the Alexandrion Melathron arena. They play basketball in here. Basketball's very big in Thessaloniki. Also, I think the bus station maybe had this shape as well. You always know you're in for a treat if you visit a trade fair, and the one in Thessaloniki is no exception. Expanded mid-century and a very, very cool central office building behind me, which looks like something from a port, maybe like a port control building. All the graphic design is really cool as well. Really interesting use of colors, a bit pop, and all the numbers of the halls are in like a different font as well to help you distinguish them. Very much worth checking out. I just wondered why there's guys trimming lawns everywhere and driving tractors around. And I've realised I've walked into Agroteca, the Hellenic agricultural exposition, which recently celebrated 100 years. So if you want spraying drones or agricultural machinery, this is the place for you. Here's the OTE tower from the mid 60s, communications tower, and it also has a bar and restaurant inside it. Very Jetsons, also a bit maritime chic. We are very near the port after all. Thessaloniki's Museum of Contemporary Art, MOMUS, founded in 1978, and with architecture here by George Sirigiannis. It's an interesting mix of different styles, and you can see also lots of sculpture and public art in the garden outside the MOMUS. So definitely worth exploring. Now, every city loves to have its contemporary art gallery. It's become a tourist attraction as well as a cultural um, site, kind of prestige for the city. Uh, and especially after the Guggenheim was founded in Bilbao, then every city really wanted their contemporary art gallery. This is from 1979, a bit earlier than that. There was an earthquake in Thessaloniki in 1978, which destroyed some of the cultural heritage and buildings of the city. So this was part of an attempt to rebuild after that. Thessaloniki faced the kind of issues that a lot of other cities faced. Trying to celebrate the past and to embrace the past. This is a historic city, and to make the most of that history, but then also to find this vision of the future. How do you come to an accommodation between the past and the future? And it's not an easy thing to do. When you look at Greece and Italy, you know, foundations of civilization, they have these amazing um, ancient monuments. The modern infrastructure often does not um, seem to be in the same ballpark as this incredible lineage of history. So what do you do? Thessaloniki has over the years tried to modernize itself while also being aware of itself as a historical city. So especially in the post-war period when Greece was having a boom, though it was kind of a boom and bust at the same time, they wanted to build these new monuments and new infrastructure. And that is a story that continues to today with the metro and these ideas of creating new parks and pedestrianising streets in the city centre. They're still trying to do that, to modernise the city, to make it more livable, to make it more futuristic, more attractive to business and tourists. There's not much tourism in Thessaloniki, but yeah, trying to manage the past and the future is a tricky thing to do, especially when you're in a city and a country that has these economic boom and bust cycles. It's not an easy thing to do. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Fragments of the Future, looking at the modern buildings of Thessaloniki. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, maybe you'd like to leave a comment. If you live in Thessaloniki and you think I've done your city a disservice, you can complain. I understand. Most of all, I'd love it if you could subscribe. It's always great to have more subscribers. So please do subscribe if you feel like you would enjoy more videos from me. But I'm going to bid goodbye now to Thessaloniki and to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. My name has been Christopher Beanland. Thank you and goodbye. On this side, the Museum of Byzantine Culture. I can never say that word, Byzantine culture. And I look like a cut price version of Jonathan Meades, don't I? What do you think of the sunglasses? Welcome to Thessaloniki and welcome to Fragments of the Future.